Ho? Y'all ain't got shit, ho. You all ain't got shit, ho.
Shut the fuck up!
Domination. Capture the objective. Securing Bravo. All
Yo, what is going on, guys? This is failing YouTuber Marvin, and I have for you guys today another YouTube gameplay. The gameplay you guys are going to be watching in the background today is a 68-5 double swarm gameplay on the map Cove with the FAL. As long as I keep getting good ratings, I will continue to provide beast gameplays. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little intro clip. I know it wasn't really much of a funny intro clip, something really peculiar. I figured I'd just expose the bullshit, you know? And, yeah, I don't know, Vonderhaar, you got some issues, bud. So, I guess I should apologize for there being no video yesterday. It's not one of those, oh, I messed up, I need to apologize for this. It's just something unfortunate. I didn't have the time, couldn't make a video, not my fault, but, you know, sorry I couldn't get a video up, kind of shitty. It is what it is. I'm going to make up for it today in this commentary. This is going to be one of those long, super high-quality commentaries. So, I tweeted this out yesterday. I think I tweeted a couple times about this. I had graduation yesterday, and I was working on my gun cabinet, so I really just had no time at all to make a video. I'll go into a little bit more detail a little bit later on. That's kind of what this story is about today. But if you don't follow me on Twitter, honestly, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Go follow. No, I'm just kidding. If you guys want to follow me, you can. If you don't want to, I completely understand. That's okay. But today, I was considering just titling this something like I graduated, you know, just put in a thumbnail, you know, the confetti going all over the place, you know, someone throwing their hat up in the air, some bullshit like that, and, you know, make it seem all exciting. But I'm gonna be honest, guys, graduation wasn't very exciting for me. And in fact, I got very pissed off yesterday because of a whole lot of things, so I figured I'd just make an entire things that piss me off episode on it. Today's going to be Things That Piss Me Off episode 4, Graduation Edition, Graduation Special, whatever you want to call it. And this is going to be a story and just talking about the things that piss me off, so let's just get right into this. Okay, so this story starts off yesterday. I woke up around 12 o'clock noon, and I drive over to my tech school, work there until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, then drive back home. It's about 3:30 by the time I get home, and then we have to leave by about 5 to go to graduation. I had to get dressed. I had to wear a fancy shirt, you know, dress shirt, a tie, khakis, and these really uncomfortable shoes. They're like dress shoes, and I haven't worn these shoes in like 2 or 3 years because I never wear dress shoes, so these are way too small for me. It just really sucks and very uncomfortable. And I also have to wear my graduation gown and cap over all this. As you can imagine, it's extremely hot and it just really sucks. So the graduation ceremony itself actually started at 7 o'clock, but we were supposed to show up at 5:45 because of traffic apparently, which there was literally like no traffic, no halts, no nothing. There was just no issues whatsoever with traffic. We totally could have shown up at like 6:45, barely earlier than the ceremony itself. I mean, completely fine, but no, they made us show up at 5:45. My mom was driving like 50 miles per hour over the bumps because my mom was the one that decided to drive. I really should have just taken my own car, but you know, that's not how it went. And I told her, hey, slow down over the bumps. You know, it's just annoying when the car's bumping all over the place, but she didn't. She's like, oh, we need to get there on time. And so yeah, we showed up at about 5:35, even earlier. The graduation ceremony itself started at 7, and guess what? They had us standing in a hallway lined up for an hour and a half. Literally standing up, hot hallway. We can't take off the graduation gown. We can't even take off our shoes. This was like the most sexist thing though. So basically the way the line worked was, it was like a snake line, right? So we go all the way down this long highway. There's like 300 graduates. We were on the left side. There were another 150 on the right. So it was 150 roughly. And then it snaked down the hallway. So you had on the right side of the hallway, everybody goes down. Once we get to the end of the hallway, you know, you loop around and go back down the left side of the hallway. I think you guys know what I mean. And then we just follow the people that are in front of us in the hallway when we go to walk out. I think you guys probably have an idea what I'm talking about. But anyway, there were people right across from us because the line was snaked like that. And the girl that was right across from us wasn't wearing shoes, and the guy that was right next to me actually was wearing shoes, and he's like, you know, it's really hot in here. I want to take my shoes off, which I guess it probably would have stunk because, you know, normally people have stinky feet. But he went to take his shoes off, and one of the people that was like a teacher or something goes up to him and says, hey, you can't take your shoes off. That's the rules. And I'm just sitting here like, there's a girl right across from us that doesn't have her shoes shoes on at all. Like, I don't know if that was a sexist thing, like girls can wear shoes and guys can't, or they just didn't notice her or whatever, but that was some stupid bullshit. It didn't even affect me, but that kind of pissed me off, you know what I mean? And in general, it was just not a happy experience. Like, I'm just gonna give you guys some quotes from the seniors, graduating seniors that were there. "This tassel is the most irritating thing I've ever had to deal with in my life. It's so hot in this graduation gown, I feel like I'm gonna pass out. Why did they tell us to show up here so early if we're just gonna stand here in the hallway for an hour and a half?" Those are some things people were saying, which I completely 100% agree with, and I was just getting really pissed off. I'm wearing these really uncomfortable shoes. At one point, this girl across from me is complaining about her high heels or something. I'm like, you know, these shoes are more uncomfortable than high heels, and she just kind of started laughing, but like at the same time, it's just really not even funny. That just sucks. These shoes were so damn uncomfortable, and I had to keep them on because those were the rules, you know? But there was actually one situation that happened during this waiting that was pretty funny, actually. So there was a guy at my tech school. By the way, guys, I knew about 3 people here out of the 300 that were graduating, or roughly 300, that went to my tech school that rode the bus. By the way, I don't think I even really mentioned this. The way I was graduating is I was graduating with my home school. I've talked about this before. Basically, I go to a tech school that's like half an hour away, and I take a bus from this home school, which is a high school that's nearby, and that's what it's called, my home school, whatever. That's where I actually graduate from, even though I don't actually attend there. And my dad was making this joke. He's like, "You're graduating from a school you never attended," and it's kind of true. So that was kind of funny. But anyway, I pretty much knew none of these people that were graduating except for a couple. So this was actually the one guy I knew who was right across from us in the line, because the line snaked, like I said, and this lady came up to him. She was like a police officer. She had a uniform on, you know, and she straight up went up to him and she's like, "You don't know me, but I know you." It was like the most creepy thing, like a police officer coming up to you and say, "You don't know me, but I know you." Like, oh no, I'm about to get arrested. I could see the look on his face. He looked like he was gonna shit himself. It was like the funniest thing on earth. And then she told him that she's like his first grade teacher, or she was, and that she promised to be at his graduation. So I thought that was actually really cool. I think she was just kind of helping with the graduation in general, but that was actually pretty neat. I thought it was cool. And it was just so funny to see the look on his face, because he thought he was gonna like get arrested or something. So finally, after waiting in the long hallway for about an hour and a half, 7 o'clock came around. We went up into the room that we were doing the graduation thing in. You know, all of the parents and stuff were on the outsides. I didn't even see my parents because they were like on the other side. They were on the right side, and I was on the far left side of the room, so I couldn't even see them. But some people gave some long speeches. We sang some songs, I think like the national anthem, stuff like that. And then finally they go to name off the 300 graduates. I was one of the last people because there was like a practice thing on Thursday, and I showed up late, so I guess that's why they put me near the end. It didn't really matter because we were going to have to wait for everybody else before we could leave the room anyway. So we finally did that, and dude, I freaked out. At first I thought they had forgotten my name because they had them in a certain order, and I was kind of looking at my pamphlet. They gave all of us like a program thing that showed the names, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, yeah, they're reading each name in order, just in the exact same order as this program. And I noticed that we were going, like, my last name starts with an S, and it was by last name in alphabetical order, and they were going into T's as I'm like up there waiting for my name to be called, you know. But we actually had a card we were supposed to give the woman reading them off, so it wasn't in order. And I asked like one of the, I don't even know what position he's in. I guess he's like the principal or something. I don't actually know him personally because I don't go to that school, but I asked him, I'm like, oh, and he explained to me, you just got to give her your name, and she calls it out. So anyway, you know, I go up there, I pretend to be happy, even though I honestly wanted to kill someone at that point. You know, I put a fake grin on my face, I shake everybody's hand, whatever. There was like a line of people, you were supposed to shake their hand. Go back to my seat. We finally got to the part where we throw the caps up, and almost gave someone a haircut with my cap. I don't think very many people actually threw their caps up. I did it just because it's like a traditional thing. I saw some other people doing it. I figured I should. And then what's really unusual, my parents told me about this beforehand, but I still find it to be really weird. They don't actually give your diploma to you up front. They give it to you out in the hallway. Mom said it was so people don't do stupid things on the stage to keep people from doing that, because they won't let you graduate if you do like a backflip or something, which is kind of dumb, because like, I don't know, it's your graduation, you're supposed to be able to have fun. To be honest, I think you should be able to do a damn backflip and still graduate. That's just me. But you know, I finally got my diploma out in the hallway, and I went outside. And by the way, guys, I guess I really should have mentioned some of this stuff earlier on, but my mom got me a phone 2 or 3 days ago. I don't have a job yet. Man, I forget to mention everything. The Subway guy, I had to go in there to talk talk to him. He said he'd call me, and I called him. Like, this happened for a couple days in a row, and he's the manager, but there's an owner of 3 Subways. The owner is the person that actually makes the final decision on whether or not I get hired, so he told me he'd call back by Wednesday. He hasn't called back yet. He said if he doesn't call by then I don't have the job. But anyway, I don't have a job basically yet. I was just trying to make some BS title when I said I got a job. I honestly thought I had a job, but I didn't apparently. So I don't necessarily yet. I still need to look for some jobs. Anyway, as I was saying, I don't have a job, can't make money. My mom just got me a phone recently, and it doesn't work. Whenever I try to make a call with it or text someone, it just says, please re-enter the 10-digit number you just entered. There's some BS, and I can't make calls. So it's really stupid. So I literally had to go up because there was a ton of people here, huge crowd, right? And I wasn't sure if I was going to meet my parents in the front or at the car, but I looked around and I didn't see them. So I had to go up to someone. I asked him, hey, I know it's 2016, but can I borrow your phone to make a quick call? I didn't actually say that, but you know, I asked people if I could borrow their phone. And I called my mom. Thankfully, she answered, even though it was a number that she didn't recognize, obviously. She probably knew I needed to call her. And I said, hey, just meet me at where the car was, and, you know, we'll get out of here and let's get going. And I go to the spot where we had parked previously, and guess what? The car isn't there. Now, I wasn't sure. I'm like, okay, I don't think the car got stolen. So I had to get somebody else's phone and ask him, hey, you know, can I borrow your phone real quick? Thankfully, people are nice around here, so, you know, I actually got a chance to use someone's phone. I make the call, and my mom said, oh, we moved the car. Just meet me around the front of the building. And I don't know if I mentioned this before. We parked along the side of the building, and that's where we had originally parked. So I go down to the front, and apparently they wanted to go back down to the side where we had parked originally to meet. There was like a front part. You go down the front, there's like a set of stairs, and that's where I figured I'm supposed to go. I'll just go right down the stairs. I was waiting there. I waited there a good 20 to 30 minutes. Honestly, I really should have just driven myself, but I didn't. And finally, my dad comes to get me, and I'm like, why didn't you tell me it was around the side you wanted me to go when you said to go to the front? So yeah, they screwed up and had me wait an extra half hour, even though I had to pee really bad. In general, I was just really pissed off that night, and that is why I couldn't get a video up. I think it was like 9:30 that we finally left from that university, which is where the graduation ceremony was happening, to go home. And 10 o'clock by the time we got home, my computer's really slow, so it would have taken a really long time to render the video, and it would have been like 12 o'clock if I tried to upload last night. So I just didn't upload, and I didn't want to crank out some really quick video that really sucked. I didn't want to do that. So anyway, that has been the story of things that pissed me off. Episode 4, graduation special, whatever you want to call it. Just really pissed off that day. Really a lot of BS going on that I didn't want to put up with. This has been a really long video, so I'm just going to end it off here. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed that beautiful gameplay in the background. Subscribe for more if you have not already. Follow me on social media. The links will be down in the description below, and have a sexy day, guys.